page 6, page 8, page 9, 11. It's about a year ago. Is that a true reflection of the minutes of that time? Okay, Mr. Bumbe. And I know the items there are quite a number. Do we have a report by the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Crop Development, Livestock and Fisheries on privatization of public-owned sugar companies? These are public interest issues that require much more expeditious. It was prudent to get the Commission on Revenue Allocation to provide a framework where a credible process of assessing counties on their creditworthiness. And initially, we said that that exercise should be voluntary. And that is the case up to now. It is up to the county to say they are confident of their numbers, of their status, of their assets, of their fiscal management, for them to be able to open themselves up to a rating process. And the CRA have undertaken that this is going to be a scientific, proper process that is going to assess every county on the correct parameters that makes them, that assesses their credit worthiness. I am happy that Laikipia is joining the other 3 counties, and I want to encourage all the other counties to find it in their place for purposes of being transparent and for purposes of being accountable to their county citizens, that it is a good exercise that also will inform and assist in some of the decision-making processes, both at the county and by other stakeholders. I am very happy that both the Comptroller and the caucus chair of the CECs confirm that there is now a better mechanism of working together to ensure that there is a smooth operation between the Comptroller, who is discharging her responsibility in accordance with the Constitution and the law, and the CECs who also, and the counties who require the necessary approvals for them to implement their mandate. It was prudent to get the Commission on Revenue Allocation to provide a framework where a credible process of assessing counties on their creditworthiness. And initially, we said that that exercise should be voluntary. And that is the case up to now. It is up to the county to say they are confident of their numbers, of their status, of their assets, of their fiscal management, for them to be able to open themselves up to a rating process. And the CRA have undertaken that this is going to be a scientific, proper process that is going to assess every county on the correct parameters that makes them, that assesses their credit worthiness. I am happy that Laikipia is joining the other 3 counties, and I want to encourage all the other counties to find it in their place for purposes of being transparent and for purposes of being accountable to their county citizens, that it is a good exercise that also will inform and assist in some of the decision-making processes, both at the county and by other stakeholders. Is there a process of making sure that whatever their Auditor General raised issues, if they said there was missing this document and that document, has that been done in such a manner that we don't punish innocent people who are business people, and many of them are small business entities all over the place. And secondly, as CS has said, we did take a position under the chairmanship of the president that for national government, in fact, some CSs were told they were not going to go for Christmas unless they pay off the pending bills that were verified and completed in their ministries and departments and agencies. I don't know how we are carrying out the same in counties, because there needs to be a nexus between the Comptroller of Budget, the Auditor General, to make sure that this issue of pending bills does not become a place where we destroy local enterprises because of non-payment of bills. Yet, on the other end, we are encouraging ACBO to participate in government when we are not doing the right thing. So I don't know what suggestions we would make. I know you have requested that the Auditor General verifies this 113. But I think it should also include everything that is pending from 2013. And if there is need for an extra mechanism, either a pending bills, I don't know, committee for counties, because we have one for national government. I don't know how one can be put together so that counties, by virtue of change of government only, do not run away from bills and destroy enterprises and businesses of ordinary Kenyans.
When put in context of the larger economic performance, the issue of pending bill is very dear to the National Treasury, because for us to continue supporting the business entities there who are engine of growth, many of them have complained. We also see them. We have seen business collapse. We have seen auctioneers on the doors of most of these business entities, particularly the SMEs. And we've also seen some very casual approach to the matters of pending bill, as if payment is not a right, but discretional. I am not sure whether the figures reported by the Controller of Budget were verified, or they're just based on the position or the reporting that was made by the counties. From National Treasury, we completely dispute most of this, because what is reported does not reflect what the actual situation is. We also know of counties that owe billions, even over 3 billion, and yet here we see they are completely cleared. This is really misleading. And we have a duty to our people to be truthful. Your Excellency, you know that since 2019, National Treasury worked so hard under the direction of Cabinet to force MDAs to clear pending bills. And we can attest that most of them, we denied them resources until we have a tangible proof that pending bills have been settled. Because the net sum of all these is assisting our economy to, to continue remaining afloat under these very difficult circumstances.
The consensus now that has been arrived at between the CRA, Treasury, and the Council of Governors, I want to say congratulations to everybody, because we have finally gotten to a place where we have a win-win, so to speak. Everybody has become a winner out of this. So again, to everybody here, this is the first time, as has been said. Again, we are agreeing at a figure, and it's not subject to now canvassing or debate. In the past, CRA arrived at their own formula, Treasury had their own formula, and the Council of Governors was somewhere in between. County governments have now a borrowing framework that they can use, and all the aspects of the mechanism and the parameters that the council, every county has to measure up to be able to borrow have been provided. And as has been said here, the issues of presenting county by county has now been ironed out, and Treasury will oversee that process in a manner to keep to the guidelines that have been issued, so that counties can access the window for borrowing. And I'm very happy today again that we have not only agreed on the window for borrowing by counties, but we have also agreed on the own source of revenue framework that is now going to be presented to Parliament. That will open additional windows for county governments to raise required resources for their development requirements. So with the Council of Governors having no issue, and with the regulations having been developed, I think we can then agree that now there is a framework for borrowing by counties that the counties can now take advantage of. The CCs are here. Please let us proceed in that manner. That particular item is so approved.
Some of the counties have gone ahead to settle some of the bills that were initially ineligible. But there is also quite a number, I don't have the real particulars, who have reached out to the Auditor General on areas where they feel technically incapable of making a final decision as to whether to pay or not to pay. I wish to report also that some of those that were declared ineligible were partial completion kind of bills, where somebody had done 40%, so the full amount was not payable, but they have either since completed or agreed to stop where they had reached at that point.